We on? Call the meeting to order. The Geneva Town Council meetings are now live streamed and recorded. Your participation in the meeting is your consent to the recording and rebroadcasting of the meeting on the town's YouTube channel. Would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call. All council members are here, plus our clerk, deputy clerk, and the town attorney. I want to welcome all our honorable guests. The first thing on the agenda is the opening of the sealed bids. Oh, excuse me, we have to approve the minutes of the executive meetings on July 8th and July 31st, plus the regular minutes of July 8th of 2025. Do I have a motion to accept those minutes?
So moved.
I have a motion from Andrew. Do I have a second?
Third.
A second. Can I make an adjustment?
You may.
This one says July 8th in the executive. Should that be the 31st? Okay.
You had one before the July meeting, and you had another one for the first.
All right.
Are there any additional comments or corrections? If not, I'll call for the motion to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, now we're ready to open the sealed bids for the town trash removal.
Looks like we have two packets here, two bids. The first one is from Rumpke out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Not sure if I've ever seen this before. They are submitting a bid stating that they are not submitting a bid. So there's no bid here. They're just letting us know that they're not bidding on this.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading that correct. I've never seen that before. The second one here is from Republic Services. Looks like we have a certified check here. My understanding is we have a representative from Republic here today.
Yeah.
Is there a page in here that gives a summary?
Yeah, so the one tab is sticking out there that says pricing.
Got it, okay. Thought I asked because that's pretty far back there.
Pricing and everything after that. 496.
All right, so this is broken out into 3 stages or 3 years. The first year, they are bidding a monthly per home price of $14.98 and a projected total monthly price, assuming there's 578 homes in Geneva, that price is $8,658.44. And then beginning on year 2, so that would be February 1, 2027 to January 31, 2028, their monthly price per home is $15.50, and the projected cost of that would be $8,959. And then for year 3, we have a monthly per home price of $16.04 and a total monthly price of $9,271.12.
What was that? What was the middle price, the day price?
The year 2 price
The third year, the single price.
of year 3 or year 2?
Year 3.
$16.04.
16.
16, yes, 16. And there's also a separate list here for recycling collection, which I believe was requested in the bid proposal or the bid packet. That is a monthly per home price of $5.25 for recycling collection in year one. Projected cost of $3,034.50. For year two, that's $5.43 per home price, and $3,138.54 for the total. And for year three, that is $5.62 for the per home price, and $3,248.36 for the total. And given the amount of information here, I would recommend the council take this under advisement to give somebody a chance to really dig through it and make sure everything's here that we're looking for in the bid.
Question while you're on that, can any other company bid yet? Is it done for any other company?
No, we're done here. Yeah.
No more bid?
Yeah, the bidding is closed as of right now.
Unless we would reject all bids.
Yes, unless we reject this bid, yeah.
Unless we reject the bid, then we can.
Then we could
Correct.
re-advertise.
Correct.
I would entertain a motion that we take this under advisement until the next council meeting.
So moved.
As a second.
I'll second.
Any other comments?
I do have one comment. I'm going to clarify with you, Tina. Was there also something in this bid that we might do, like the heavy trash days?
Yes.
So that's also going to be in there, we think?
It should be in there because that was in the bid. The bid
Okay.
requested
All right.
heavy trash days or 1 day a month where people can put it out at the curb and show that they can do.
So that's probably.
That
Is that built into that
What's the
total
date?
price there? Okay.
What's the date on our contract right now? When's it expire?
Expires the end of January.
It's coming January? Okay.
Are there any questions for the public representative?
You said it went through 2031, so is there a second set of 3 years?
It went through January 31st of 2029.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right. All right, I probably heard 31st thinking 2031.
Right.
All right,
Any other questions or discussion? If not, I'll call for the question to take this under advisement and make a decision at the September meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Have a good evening.
Mark Witt is here, and we have some updates on the hub building. I want to move him around. He has another meeting he has to go to, so I'm going to move him up. We did get the engineering report from the people who went through the building, and that was in May, if I remember right, Mark?
Oh, wow. I think April.
Was it April?
Yeah, for this one.
And I gave each council member, or had Tina make copies for everybody. The thing that amazes me, looking through this structure, this building is in such shape that it would be cheaper to tear it down and build a new building than it would be to try to repair this. Is kind of the take I'm getting from it. I think this is something we need to have some more discussion on. We want to open it up for discussion now. Mark, do you have anything to add to that, or?
Well, basically, the report's no surprise when we walk through it, when I walk through it. And I've only had it for a little bit too, so I didn't know I was coming here tonight to do this. So, I have no idea where you guys want to go with it, but we know that it either needs 150,000 plus to get some repairs done to it, to stop it from being water leaking through the roof into the neighbor's buildings, and get it structurally sound. We talked about the back end coming off of the one-story section, closing up the back wall, sealing up the roof with a new rubberized or PVC type roof. And getting it just that far along that you would have the dangerous part that's collapsing gone, you would seal up the back end that's wide open, and you would get a roof on it that would stop water infiltration into any of the buildings. That's probably at least $150,000 reward. So totally fix everything inside to make it where you could actually use it, that it would take, maybe twice that. So the question is, what do you want to do with it? I could put an unstable sticker on the outside of that building all day long. There's nothing to pursue on it. I don't know what the next step is, because that's where it's at. The person that owns it is the same person that apparently re-owns it, that had it for the years previous. Brian, I think it's actually Shopper, is how you pronounce it, and he was not helpful, and the 3 other times I've met with him in the past 10 years, never went anywhere, so I don't know what the next steps are.
So we're basically talking 150,000 to stabilize it and another 150,000 to bring it to code,
To get
to make it useful.
you could actually be inside of it, yes, and use it.
And that's not necessarily on the town, that's just what it
No.
costs somebody to take care of this building.
I'm glad to see we finally got this report. I know we approved fees for the engineering. Do we pay you and then you pay them, or how do we do
I
that?
haven't, because he went through some heart issues and was in the hospital, which is apparently why this has taken so incredibly long. I don't know where that stands. I haven't seen an invoice. He hasn't mentioned an invoice. I don't know if it was part of that email.
That last email, he requested somebody's contact information for the town. I assume Tina, or maybe you, Lynn,
Okay.
to send that invoice.
Okay. And that was a total estimate, so I don't know what it'll actually send you,
Yeah.
based on what he gave.
I know we approved an up to amount on that.
Right, not too, I don't know what it's actually going to be.
Okay.
It's not very extensive. The next step, let's say you guys were able to, totally talking out, I know it's not happening today, but if you actually bought it and actually wanted to do the work yourself and said, this is how far we want to go, then he would sure go some more steps to actual engineer some stuff on how to tear off the back, not ruin the building next to it. How to fix the back wall and the foundation below that's crumbling so that it will be stable. I'm sure there'd be some engineering involved with that that would need to be state approved for the foundations for sure. That's a whole other level of actual engineering that he would need to do. This is your basic report that just says, I've seen it and this is the broad of what's going to take.
Thank you.
In the handout, there's a email address. I encourage the council to look at that. There's a lot of pictures in there. I'm going to suggest that we take it under advisement. We now have the information we've been waiting for. We can have further discussion on it and make a decision here before the next meeting. Do I have a motion to that effect? Decision concerning how we're going to proceed.
But we can't do that outside of the meeting.
Right, that can't be done outside of a meeting.
Right.
Right, you would have to-
It would give the council time to look through everything and
Right.
have some ideas for the next meeting. That's really the council's next step here, if we do get involved, is to give Mark some ideas as to what to put in that next order to move forward for that unsafe building.
Do you have a problem putting an unsafe sticker on that thing now?
I don't, I do not, but I'm just not sure. I'm asking you guys if it doesn't do any good.
I've got a question. What's our options here? Look, I mean, you can slap an unsafe sticker on here, but the owner doesn't care.
Right.
So the bottom line is even if we spent as much money as we did to get him to walk through it, the owner still doesn't care. So since, and we don't own it, so we can't do anything with it. So we're wasting time. You're right, we're wasting time. It's not ours. We can't do anything with it anyway. So the bottom line is that putting more money into it at this point in time is foolish for us.
I think so.
The idea there is in the interest of public safety, if it were to collapse or something terrible were to happen with the building, someone were to be injured, the town, not necessarily the responsibility, but they have the ability through the unsafe building ordinance to at least buttress it up in a way where it's safe and it's stable. And to potentially, but not necessarily, recoup those costs by placing a lien on the property through that process. Again, never a guarantee that we'll recoup those costs.
Yeah, Yeah, but the property's not worth what the.
Exactly.
what it-
If we would put an unsafe building sticker on that, how much liability is the town of Geneva assuming?
I don't, oh,
It's,
do we assume more liability if we are notifying somebody that's unsafe when we know it's unsafe?
Because now we go to the problem.
no, that becomes a
That's
private
all.
claim against that owner, yeah, if something were to happen to those adjoining buildings.
Right.
We just don't want
It's
liability.
probably better, I would think, if I had it, if you did, if I tagged it,
Right.
because we're saying we recognize that's a problem.
Right.
We're telling you it's a problem.
Right,
And then when something goes wrong, somebody's not gonna say, well, why didn't you guys ever say that was a
Yeah.
problem?
yeah.
Well, so I could. Now, to answer, I don't want to be the lawyer at all. We, the county, went through a process, which I know you guys tore down a house in the county here already. We are going to be tearing one down the county west of Decatur on 224. That process went to a judge, and we got a judge's order. I mean, not only did we already go through the whole unsafe building thing, but she, put motions in, I don't know how all that stuff worked, but we ended up getting a court date, and then when in front of the judge, we presented all the pictures we had of what it looked like for an entire year, and how it never improved from when the fire happened until today. And even though she said she was fixing it, no, she's not. And she went in front of the judge, and we ended up getting a court order to go ahead and tear it down.
At whose expense?
I mean, when she files papers and you end up in court, our attorneys, like, the county attorneys,
Yeah.
were there for me, because basically they name me every time. Even though I'm representing the county, they put Mark Lynn as the defendant or whatever. But the county attorneys just handle the workload, and yes, it comes out of county budget, and I had our planning commission attorney and Mark Burry, who's the commissioner's attorney. They both collaborated, and were there to defend it, and we won it.
Did the county end up owning the property then?
Yeah, we would have tore it down this week, bro, to be honest with you, but the lady did something at the court where there's one last appeal that will get rejected, but we have to wait for that to happen to show up, or else it should have been torn down this week. But we did get a court order that actually gives you a little bit of backbone to say, that needs fixed. If we gave pictures and say, that needs repaired, I don't know how that works, I don't know how you get there.
I can't speak to that situation, especially because we're looking at the county level there.
Right.
What I can say is under Indiana code, what's available to us as a town, statutorily, it's this unsafe building ordinance, which is almost a mere one-to-one representation of what's available to us in the Indiana code. It has the whole process laid out in there, which is what we have to follow. So that order that we put through with the unsafe building ordinance more or less acts similarly with what Mark's describing here, where it orders them to do that. Otherwise, the town can then step in and put that lien on the property for the expenses. Doesn't mean we have to, but
Which is really something we don't want to do. Number one, we don't want to own it.
that's the biggest
Number
thing.
two, the thing is we're only talking about a, $6,000 building here, that people could walk away from it and put it over onto the town at any given time, and it's the last thing we want to do is assume liability or think that we're going to recover any of the money if we decide to tear it down or repair
We have that much just in this.
it. So the bottom line is we're kind of in a bad spot here, because we can go ahead and tell them that it's unsafe, but as far as us owning it, I don't want to own it for a day. I mean, it's just too much liability. And the thing is that we decide to go in and take it away from, or somehow work out something with the owner in order that he no longer owns it. Oh, who does? Now, we own it?
We don't want to.
We don't want to do that. Because the thing is, it's going to cost us too much money to renovate it or to maintain it, or whatever it is. The thing is, it's kind of rock hard place type thing. But the thing is what I would like to do is see if we can defer liability away from the town.
He said we don't have any liability.
The town is
We
not,
can,
yeah.
so as long as, if we would slap unsafe building,
Oh,
would we assume any liability?
no.
Yeah. And I think that's what we need to do in case somebody gets burned on it or hurt on it.
Exactly. I agree with
So is
that.
that a motion?
I make a motion that we go ahead and make sure that everybody knows that
That Mark
this
put the
this unsafe building, and we're not assuming liability, but if somebody gets hurt on this, it's not county Geneva.
Well,
But it
how do you
sounds
word
like-
the motion?
I don't know.
Word the motion.
I don't know. Okay, I make a motion that we have Mark look at it for unsafe building and tag it as such.
No liability.
Second. I will second that.
Have a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? If not, I'll call for the question, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Stan. Okay, no citizens' comments. Monthly department reports, police, everybody should have a copy of that. Any questions or additions, Dwayne? If not,
There's not a whole lot going on. July was a fairly calm month.
Roof does look fairly good.
Everybody made it through the 4th of July, at least in this end of the county. I started the academy, he's been running school before right now. All his scores are running in the mid-90s as far as testing and so forth. He passed firearms, air defensive tactics system. Officer Swanson started. He's very doing well. He's almost got his updates done, so that'll be, he's just got to have done by the end of the year. So we're way ahead of the schedule. We did go out to the fire department, did water rescue responses operations done, some boat training with them. We participated in their analysis course and put on like that. So just the normal stuff going on and get through until we get, staff and all back and everything's going.
I missed the part where you were in the lake and they were rescuing you, is that right?
Well, yeah, so that was with the fire department, so, I don't want to take Mark's thunder away from it.
Oh, sorry.
No, but, yeah, the fire department got similar, they got a boat, so as they're going across the water, if something's submerged, somebody's submerged, it'll show up. So I took my dive gear, I'm a diver, so I took my dive gear out and went down and basically lay on the bottom of the lake so you can run the boat back and forth, and we can actually say now that we can actually show on some of our body looks like laying on the bottom of the lake instead of just, looking online or saying, hey, this is kind of what it will look like. We actually got video and photos of what an actual body looks like laying at the bottom of a regular lake.
So did you measure how deep it was while you were down there?
It wasn't very, we only put about 8 foot of water at that.
Okay.
We weren't very far off the shore, but yeah, so, it was a super for me. We got some good training out of there. I couldn't scuba dive again, so.
Didn't find any fishing rods down there, did you?
Nope, not a big steel pipe or bar or something, but no fishing rods. I'll keep my eye out the next time I get out there. You see about, or we were to see about 4 inches in front of you, so.
I know there's one missing over around the levee side. It's not mine, but I know there's one missing over there.
Ready for a friend, kind of. Yeah, other than that, we're muddling along and everything's going on.
You guys, got quite a few hours this last month, still running a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Warren and the other guys helping out.
Yeah, yeah, Steve's gonna come up with some shifts, Todd's on, then help out, so. Yeah, we're just keeping back a little bit, it's slowing down just a little bit. Yeah, I said graduated in September.
Yep. Awesome.
Wonderful. All right.
Thank you. Fire?
One thing to add to my report, as I mentioned back in April, is that we were going to apply for a grant to get reflective marks grants on fire. We applied for Adams County Community Crossing.
Community Foundation?
Sorry, KCCF grant. We were awarded that grant up to $1,000. So we will be purchasing those reflective lanes to get those on hydrants, hopefully by the end of the year. So we see those coming up, so it'll make it easier to see fire hydrants at nighttime. So when there is a fire, we won't be guessing where they're at. So it'll make it a little bit easier.
So you're putting these on as we get the new hydrants in, obviously.
We'll put them on every hydrant, and then as they replace hydrants, they should be able to be removed and reinstalled on the new hydrants. So
Okay.
reuse.
So what is this sonar equipment then? Is this something we bought or?
No, that's actually a personal project through my work that I developed about 5 years ago after almost 21 years on this department. Unfortunately, it seems like every year I'm pulling somebody that's deceased out of the water. So my company makes a lot of marine product. And I said I can make something that makes this easier, better, faster, simpler for us. So I designed the product, and my employer said graciously, you can keep it for your department. So we were gifted that. Retails about $7,000.
Oh, okay.
I also have a secondary one that I've been using to demonstrate to Indiana State DNR and other fire departments across the state. And last week, Decatur had a missing person that is suspected in a pond. And so that unit went to Decatur to search the ponds. So that way, it rule out that somebody wasn't in the water there. So, yeah.
Okay.
That was no cost to the town. It was just purely a nice, easy thing. And we've had it for 3 years now, and it's been used almost 10 times in 3 years across Adams and Wells County.
So do you have a patent on it? Do you?
No, unfortunately, none of the design stuff is patented.
Darn it.
Where we at on the new hydrants? No?
New hydrants, I haven't talked to Trent lately. Is it a new one yet?
It should be here anytime. It was ordered, last Friday would have been 6 weeks. So we're within the 6 to 8 weeks right now, so they should be here anytime.
So once they get in, then Trent and I have already discussed, so we're planning to go out and tackle those first ones. Have already been discussed, to just get it in the schedule for those guys to get it installed.
We'll talk about maintenance too.
And we asked you to give us some considerations for a new fire truck to replace 511. That is in our packet. Look it over and we can discuss that in the September meeting.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, also in that September meeting, as discussed last month, some bathroom remodeling proposals that was agreed last month. So hopefully by next month I'll have a design for the council to review and understand what it is that we're trying to do. And then we can go submit the bid process to get contractors lined up.
Good deal.
Any other questions? That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, other than our normal stuff, we, like I said, the hydrant should be here anytime. On the street paving, as far as that goes, I finally got an answer from Tyler. He said he's looking at the beginning of next month to be here to start doing the streets. Hydrants, as soon as the hydrants get in, we'll start replacing them right away. I've already got some locates called in for, I think, 4 of them, so we'll be ready to go as soon as they get here. Those will be getting done.
And also we have maintenance, right? We got some maintenance to work on.
Yes, we have maintenance, some, yes. And I find out with the Muellers, there's not a specific like repair kit for them.
Okay.
There is you basically have to tear it down and see what you need. And then they get us parts. So when we get these new hydrants, we're supposed to be getting a big picture of all the parts, has all the parts lists on, so to make it easier for us to know what we need to get and when we need it. And then once we figure out what a couple of them are, we should be able to get some on hand and have them here.
That's
So,
immediately.
yes.
Yeah, especially if we can tear one down, figure out exactly how all the parts we need and everything like this, so we know that we're fighting on new ones or the old ones we need to repair.
Yes. Yep.
You said on the Mueller ones, do we have others that need maintenance that we know how to do, or there's kits for?
The other ones, they have repair kits.
Okay.
Like the watches and stuff like that, they have repair kits that come with them. And I don't think we have any that we have issues with right now.
Oh.
Right now, it's mainly all the Muellers
Okay.
that we've had in the ground for years, many years.
I forgot to ask, he also asked, the next cycle for community crossing grant, is that due like in October?
They're only doing it in October from now on.
Okay.
They're moving forward,
So we
yeah.
can be writing one?
Yes,
for
we'll be
October.
doing one in October, yes.
Wonderful. That way, and Tina will know we need to budget for it for next year. which is only a 20% match now, so.
Yeah, everything's changed. It's all different. They said the application's all gonna be different and everything, so.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me cross on that.
Did we get any bids on the dump truck?
Nothing. No bids on the dump truck. The other stuff we had there was sold, yeah, we didn't get any bids on the dump truck.
Did we get any
Nothing.
calls? No.
Nothing.
What's your suggestion we do? You got a suggestion?
I don't know, we have, I mean, there's options, I mean, we could put it out there locally, just advertise it.
Where'd that truck come from? Come from the
Selkings, auction, we could take it back up to Selkings when they have an auction, and run it through the auction too. Yeah, there's options out there, I mean, whatever you guys.
You mean there on that Cooper's facility?
Yeah, yeah, Krukenberg, yeah. But what we did when we bought that truck, we bought a truck at Krukenberg's, and then Selkings bought the other one, we ended up trading.
Okay,
Selkings.
I get it.
So that's, yeah. One other thing we had come up is in the, like when we're on call in the evenings, we've been having calls to come in and shut water off, turn water on, for just random things. I mean, it's not an emergency. I wonder, I think there should be some sort of a charge for that. Because, I mean, we have to get paid to come in and do this work. I mean, shouldn't some of the responsibility fall back on them for a non-emergent call?
What would be a fair value on that? I mean, as far as, what would you suggest?
Well, I've talked with Tina a little bit about this, and Sally, and I've talked to the other guys, and we all kind of agreed that I think about $100 charge would be good.
Any comparison with other towns or anything like that situation?
Nope, never looked at any of the
It's
towns.
raw.
See what they did.
What are we typically shutting it off for? It's like a plumbing project or?
Yes, we have, someone wants to change a hot water heater or something, it's always, it's usually something simple.
Don't they have shut-offs in their house or?
That's what, when we come in and turn it off for everyone, we suggest that to everyone. If they have a shut off in there, make sure it works. If they don't have one, put it in while we got it shut off. We suggest that to everybody that we come in for.
Well, maybe you can tie that in with the charge. If they do certain things, I mean, I'm just,
There's all kinds of options, so you want to list how we're going to do it.
No, they'd have to do that.
Yeah, they would.
Why don't you write a policy and bring it to us next month for discussion and approval?
Perfect.
So this is shut off water after hours, it's not emergent.
Yes.
And run it through Nick before.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. $100 to shut off and then return to turn it back on, or $100 to shut off, $100 to turn it back on.
If it's after hours, it would be both.
We discussed also having some paperwork, so when the employee goes out, or before they even go out, make the citizen very clear that they're going to be charged for this non-emergency call out.
Right.
Well, he'll put together what a non-emergency call out would be, that they have to sign for it, and it's going to be added to their bill.
So I like the question Nick just posed though, because if their project takes you 3 hours, then you gotta wait around and go back out in 3 hours and turn it back on?
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of a pain.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know how long their project might take if it's something unusual.
Yeah. Just a thought.
No, I wouldn't have thought of that. That's a good thought.
Okay, get us a policy and work with Nick on it, bring it to us next month and we'll look at it from there.
One other thing is our tap fees. We've had issues with someone recently not paying. Do you think it would be a good idea to have a prepaid? Like right now, our tap fees are like $500. If we had a prepaid amount of $500 and then they still have to pay whatever labor parts we do on top of that if we have to go out and dig. Now granted, there's some places already around that already have taps in place. We don't have to dig them. We don't have to do anything. Just show them where they're at. But there's some that we have to go out and actually tap into the water line or tap into the sewer line. And in our ordinance, it says that we charge for parts and labor on top of the $500 tap fee. So if we had a prepayment, we wouldn't have to worry about being stuck with the whole thing like we are now.
Let's just be a revision to our ordinance.
It would be, yeah. In those kind of situations, are you usually dealing with contractors? Is there
Yes.
building? Yeah, that's where I wonder if it would cause issues.
Would it be easier to frame it as a deposit?
Something I'll have to look into.
Okay. Anything else? Thank you. New business, Jerry Hendershot, going to be presenting a check to our Geneva Youth Council.
Good evening. Just a little update on our ride that we had in June. It was on June 21st, a very hot Saturday. We had 161 riders that day, and approximately 140 of those riders came into Geneva for the lunch. The ranges of age were 8 to 86 and a half. We had individuals from Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Colorado, Illinois, Louisiana, and South Carolina all ride the ride. So we had a lot of people come in. And part of the lunch stop was the Geneva Youth Council helped serve the lunch that day. I believe they were at the Limberlost Cabin from 8:30 in the morning to approximately 2 in the afternoon, give or take, serving and preparing the lunch meal. So they did a very good job. One mother actually went back and got the rest of her kids and brought them up to help. So we had plenty of help, and they did a great job, and they were well represented for the town of Geneva. So at this time, the Adams County Bicycle Club would like to present a check for $250 to the Geneva Youth Council. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Job well done. Thank you very much for everybody. We have pay applications 9 and 10 for BUN for our, we make approval for. It's for a total of $170,482.45. That is should be the final of everything for that, as far as BUN's concerned. It now starts the 2-year maintenance warranty period, as we agreed on with our negotiations. So I need a motion to approve pay applications for 9 and 10.
Make a motion to pay application for 9 and 10.
I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, I'll call for the question. All in favor of approving this, say aye.
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 Any opposed, same sign.
With reservation.
The big thing is, other than warranty work, BUN is out of our provocative here now.
Well,
But
that renovation work, they're not out of our hair.
Well-
We're going to be in our hair for 2 years trying to get them to do renovation work.
but we don't owe any more money.
We haven't got money back to cover. what we
Yeah,
did.
that's my update I have here.
That's what I thought.
For the remaining budget, we're still a firm number from SRF, the remaining budget, but Ryan figures we have about $250,000 left over that we can do the sports edition, the Harrison Street alley scope. He has the bidding documents prepared, and they have 2 contractors that are prepared to send the documents to. They need 1 more, so for a total of 3. And Trent was working on another name for us. Did you get that? Okay. And what he needs from the board is a motion to allow choice 1 to start the bidding process for this scope. They're anticipating the scope of the work to cost around $70,000. That's the estimate right now. So do I have a motion to allow choice 1 to proceed with the bidding process? Harlan, second.
Second.
Andrew? Been a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
Just clarification. So the scope of work is the $70,000 we would owe choice 1. And then the 250, that would come out of that 250?
It'll come out at 250.
And then do we think there's enough left then to do the Schwartz edition with the remaining amount, the 180?
The way I'm reading this letter from Ryan is that he's anticipating the scope of work to cost. And I would take that as the project cost.
The scope of work to cost 70,000 or choice ones? Okay, yeah, he says the scope of work, they're anticipating that to cost $70,000.
To do the actual work?
Or the Harris, yeah, and that's under the section of Harrison Street, under the scope of the Harrison Street alley.
Okay. We don't know what their fee is then to put the bidding stuff together?
Has that been discussed with Ryan? I haven't been part of any discussions as to what they're charging.
What was the question?
Choice one's cost then to get the bidding stuff going and all of that.
Engineering and all that.
I do not have an answer to that question.
But we have the 250, and if this
Right.
part's only 70,
Right.
they're not going to be 180,000.
No,
so-
no.
Okay, all right. That was my only clarification to find out where we were.
Any other discussion? Hopefully we can get, I think the way Ryan and I have been talking, because of the time of the year, it's not going to get done this year. It's going to be bid as a, started at weather break next spring and be done no later than like the 1st of June or sometime. That's kind of his way of thinking on right now, so. But it's going to get done. Any other discussion? If not, I'll call for the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Lynn, just a question after we vote. Do we have any kind of report showing how successful some of this work is that we've done for the item or agreed order? You know, are we making gainway with this separating water and all the stuff we're doing?
And what's our water flows been coming out, especially this heavy rain? I know we flooded out that one time, but can we tell the difference?
It's still very hard to tell right now with as dry as it's been. When we do get heavy rain that comes in, it's hard to tell right now. It's going to take a few months.
Do we know when IDEM will be back to check to see the success of this part of the project will be?
I have no idea.
I'd have to ask Ryan that question.
Okay.
On the same thing with sewage, I got a letter here concerning our wastewater inspections that I did recently, and we passed. So we're compliant now, and that's good news. And that was it was called a reconnaissance inspection, and conditions evaluated were found to be satisfactory at the time of the inspection. So that's good news too. Did you see that? Okay. All right, Fall Festival, Town Spruce Up, Bird Town designation, and we're going to throw in the Fall Festival concert. So Laura and Jason.
All right. All right, hi. So we're planning the Fall Festival for September 27th. That's a Saturday. Festival hours are 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. And first, I would like to ask permission for road closures. The roads to be closed during the festival would be Lion Street from Railroad to Decatur, going diagonally so as not to block the alley next to the bank, and from High Street from Line to the alley going north, and Decatur Street from Line Street to the alley heading south.
Similar to the map that's provided from last year, so, yeah.
Are these same closures you're gonna ask for? Or you
Yeah, exact same thing. I think except for the alleys, I gotta move the red marker back, so I gotta supply that for.
So we're
the
dealing with
ATC
one thing,
license.
they're not two different separate.
It's all same.
Separate
Yep.
closures.
Same.
Yep. Basically, same map as last year, like I said, I'll have to move the one red line to the alley and stuff. And I'll submit the ATC
I'll make a
thing
motion
next
to
week.
accept for the closure applications.
I like your enthusiasm, but may I clarify that for the purposes of putting up the tents, which will be on Lion Street and High Street, I would like to have the roads closed Friday night. To have everything set up so that we're ready to go by noon on Saturday.
So what time are you thinking for the closure? 5 p.m.?
As long as they have time to get them up before dark. In September, I think sunset's about 7:20.
I'm only thinking about
Late afternoon, early evening.
3 o'clock.
High in line.
It would be high in line. Decatur would be open until Saturday, if that could be closed.
Do we have some businesses
Saturday
that would
morning.
impact if we close before 5, people getting home?
The hardware, if we just closed High Street to the alley at earlier time and then the rest of it be closed 6 p.m. after the business is closed, does that sound reasonable to you?
It does. The tents will be set up. There will be 2 tents on High Street and 1 tent on Line Street that will be closer down to Railroad where the stage will be. That will be the stage tent.
I don't think 6.
I made a motion, we accept your
I
application.
don't think that should
Both
be
of
an
you.
issue at 6.
No.
Do you?
I don't think so either.
We just gotta keep emergency vehicles in.
And I did, just to clarify, I did meet with Mark Schock and we got everything measured off. I've also secured the permit. They've approved my layout. I've measured all the food trucks, awnings. We've done our due diligence on.
Yeah, and
on that.
I'll make sure the emergency services knows that it's gonna be closed too, so.
Okay, well, Arlen made a motion to accept the proposal for the street closures. Do I have a second for that?
Second.
Oh, Stan put his hand up.
Any other discussion on the street closures? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, what else you got there?
Thank you. All right, and then they will come back on Sunday morning to remove the tents.
Okay.
Second point is that we have a couple of cleanup days planned for the community. One for the downtown surrounding area, which is September 20th, and I would like to coordinate that with having the streets cleaned and possibly the sidewalks with the town to remove anything that needs removed from the streets prior to the festival.
And also, we probably want to do that before the party too. Trent, do you have any problems getting the streets swept?
Something else.
About the same time we close the streets, so we don't have to worry about any unwanted droppings.
Yep, I know what you mean, yep.
That would be fantastic, thank you.
Okay.
All right, there is another cleanup day planned for December the 6th, which will be for Geneva and the surrounding communities, and that's being facilitated by the Friends of the Limberlost and the Wabash River Heritage Corridor Commission.
Good.
And then the last thing is not festival related, but before I move on, are there any questions about the festival I can answer?
Not at this time, and if there are any, well, you know where to get a hold of you.
Fantastic. All right, I gave you pieces of paper about Birdtown, which is something put together by Indiana Audubon Society. Geneva was Indiana's first bird town. And we became a bird town in 2013. There's information on your papers about why being a bird town is important. There are some websites listed at the bottom that Geneva, Indiana is on for the purposes of being a birding community. And I would like to request that Geneva pay the $100 to recertify the bird town designation. That is a fee that is due every 2 years.
I would make a motion that we pay the renewal fee if we've been doing it since 2013, 12 years.
There there is an application process to it. Either the town could fill the application out, someone on behalf of the town, and make the payment directly. Both myself and Terry Lehman would also be happy to fill out the application if that would be desired and be reimbursed. Either way is fine.
Agnes, you want to modify your motion to include that?
Well, do we know if we want to fill it out or if we want them to, is it just a one-page thing? Or
They've changed it to be an online application. All the information is on the papers I provided, and at the bottom of this paper, there is an email for a Whitney Norder, and she is the contact person if there were any questions on how to reapply.
Did they accept all applications, or is there a chance of getting turned down?
I can't answer that.
This is just kind of renewal. It's not even an
It's a
application.
renewal.
Oh, it's a renewal, you said
Yes.
application.
Yes, Geneva has been a bird town for 12 years. We were Indiana's first bird town.
And we're also a tree town.
And we're treating.
So if I saw Tina's nod, I think she said she could probably go in and maybe do this. So
I'd be happy to help as
wouldn't have
needed.
extra expense. So the motion would stand that, yes, go ahead and renew our bird count.
Okay, we have a motion. Stan seconds.
All right, fantastic. Thank you.
Any other, what can I vote on first?
Oh,
Any other discussion or questions for Laura? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Next on our agenda is workforce manager application process. I'm thinking before we do that, we have to update our job description that we have now, because reading our handbook, what we have right now does not fit what we've had previous discussions about. So we'd have to rewrite that before we could even start any application process.
Would this be something that would be executive, or we would have to do this?
For the job description,
Yeah,
you mean discussing that in executive session?
yeah,
Nah, that doesn't fall under any of those,
okay.
those limited things that you can discuss in an executive session.
So I'm thinking we need to rewrite our employee handbook, which has our policies and everything in there, which we can do without an ordinance amendment, from what I understand.
Correct.
And when we get that done, then we can move on that.
I think what we can do is, however council wants to amend it, my contact at the
New Focus. New
yes,
Focus?
Thank you, New Focus HR will review it and make sure it looks okay, is my understanding.
Okay. So you're just going to suggest that somebody looks at how we want to change this?
Yeah, I think that kind of ties in with a couple other subjects that are on the thing, on our thing, and that would be we form at least one person on the council and Tina to look at this and revise as we think is needed, and get it updated as needed, and then bring it to council for final approval. So we don't need a motion to do that, do we?
No.
Okay. Plaques for the time capsule. When they dug up the centennial time capsule, during our Cesta centennial time capsule, there was never a plaque replacement there.
How did that affect the day?
I think there probably ought to be a plaque there just for historical purposes, but I'm not sure about the cost. I know Andrew purchased a plaque for one of our friends along the trail on one of the trees. Do you remember how much that cost?
It's $200, and I got it from International Bronze from Fort Myers, Florida. And what I need is somebody to prove. It's on the design.
How big was that plaque?
Here's what they were looking at, 10 by 16 or something.
And
that what it says?
mine was about the same, and this quote's for $1,100, and I got it done for $200.
Yeah.
And I had the marine emblem put on it and his name. And that's at the trailhead for Al Scheider.
Yeah.
That was a $200.
So the wording might be something similar to that, only just different dates.
I can send it out to International and see what they would vote it for.
Yeah.
So, can I have this here?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Or give me copies.
I'll give you copies.
Okay.
I'll lay it right here, so I do that. Okay.
But I've bought, over the years, quite a few plaques from them, and it's always been reasonable, and then I get somebody like Marvin Swartz and Mike Swartz to install them, so.
One that quote that we had for the $1,100, whatever it was, that included a post mount. I don't know if that makes any difference.
I usually just put flush mount them, just drill 4 holes, and they put holes in the base and cement them in.
Rather than having that on a pedestal. I think
You can mow over it if you have to.
I think it's something important that I'd entertain a motion to have Andrew go ahead and get quotes. And we can take it up advisement at the next meeting.
You said you want a motion for it?
Motion, yeah.
I'll make a motion that Andrew goes ahead and gets a quote for the time capsule plaque.
I have a second for that.
Second.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor of getting the quotes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Now, we can have a discussion later on whether or not we want to see about getting a 50-50 split with Geneva Crowd, or if we're going to pay for it all ourselves, but we can do that after we get some quotes. Okay, moving on, elevator updates.
Excuse me.
Yes, Dan.
Did you miss the town hall building issues
Mold.
committee?
I'm going to include that with our mold remediation
Very good.
on the old business. Right now, we owe $3,240, and we already approved that. I think Tina was going to send the check this Friday for that.
Yes.
As far as any updates about on the repairs on the relay board, we do not have anything to add at this time.
Never respond to my question.
So we're still waiting for an answer on that. Mold remediation, and that's going to include the talk from the other part. We're going to need to get some bids and some other things, just a plan of attack, what we want to prioritize, and will there be some advertising for bids? Is there some research for possible grants? Somebody to supervise the repairs, etc. I would like to form a committee of two council members plus the clerk, Tina and Trent. Who would like to be part of that committee?
To do what?
To do what I just talked about, figure out, prioritize the repairs we need to remediate the mold, to do other things for the building. They'll set the bid specifications, advertise for the bids, research possible grants, supervise the repairs,
I
etc.
have interest.
You have an interest? Okay. Any other council member?
I can.
Agnes?
You have a question? The 2 bids that we got, weren't these like quotes to do the mold remediation, or was this something different?
That was to, I believe, to see what needed to be done to remediate the mold. That's what they're going to charge us if you pick one of those.
That's all they do, isn't it?
That's all they do. That doesn't
Right.
include fixing the windows or
Right,
the outer
right.
wall or anything.
So we wouldn't use one of these to do the first remediation and then,
I think the first thing you need to do is what do you want to do?
okay,
Then prioritize that list as to where to start, because to me, it doesn't make any sense to do mold remediation until you get part of the cause of the mold, which is windows.
Get a whole project price.
Now, we do have prints for the buildings that tell us what size the windows are that we're gonna need to be replaced. It's, on top of the file cabinet, behind Sally's desk, back where those file cabinets are. I've looked it over.
This says what they're gonna do, but.
Yeah. So, I'll let you guys figure out, what, when, and where, and keep the council informed on that.
All right.
The time clock policy, before we can even have a time clock in place, we're gonna need to establish policy and add to the employee's handbook for implementing, and that would be part of the employee handbook revisions. Clerk treasurer report. Tina?
I'm gonna just bounce around real quick while you're talking about handbook updates. I put in here the proposed changes for the handbook updates about flex time. If you're wanting to change that around, make it to where she's got it in here, like in certain situations, it's encouraged for employees with permission of their supervisor to work adjust their flexible work schedule, to kind of reduce some of that overtime. That's one of them. New Focus HR is who I'm dealing with, and Ghost Employment was another one. The bottom one, the Indiana Child Educational Activities Leave, that's one that has to go in. So she's going to make that change. If we have anything else we want to add to it, best to just do it all at the same time. And I don't believe there will be a charge for that. The bottom ones I have to, and she'll do the other two at the same time.
And I'm sure we're gonna wanna have a discussion with at least Trent, if not the employees, about things they don't like that's in there that they think they need changed, when you come back with your plan.
So the next thing up for me is the 2026 budget. I've been working with Bill, and I just need to wait to get the definite tax money, I believe, for what we can expect. Once I get that, I'm ready to advertise. I've given you guys the budget several times to review and look at. I've budgeted in for the mold remediation as well as the windows, even if we have to do it in stages. I've tried to get this out to you all as much as possible so you can review it. And this is where I'm at right now. I've also included the miscellaneous revenue to give you some idea. There's still a little bit missing because we have to wait for it to be released by the LGF. This is where we're at. Even before getting property taxes for next year, from what Bill and I were looking at, we can fund this budget before we even get those. So I just need permission to advertise so we can do the next step in September and adopt it in October, so I'm done in time for November.
You said you wanted to get the revenue numbers first before you advertise, so you just want to send those to us and?
Yes, I can do that.
And then, can we give that approval now before we have those numbers?
Like, make it
Right.
contingent.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do have one comment actually on the budget. Now's as good a time as ever. But as far as the town attorney budget there, so our law firm is agreeable to the proposed budget for next year. One thing we would request is to cap the hours for the year at 100 hours, after which our hourly fee would apply. In recent years, our services have kind of expanded with things like nuisance enforcement, unsafe buildings, several committees like boards, just to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. That's our request there, as well as if we could be paid on a monthly basis rather than semi-annually. If that's not doable, that's okay.
Is that what you're on now, semi-annual?
Correct. I believe we were billed in January and June or July of each year.
Yeah. Checks in the last
Right,
year or something.
right, yeah. So
Is that easy to
monthly would
do?
be preferred if that's doable.
Monthly is not a problem for me
Okay,
at all.
yeah. That's the request we would have.
I like the idea that you're letting us know kind of what kind of hours do we get for what we're paying for. And as long as whatever we're having done kind of fits in those hours, we're good. But there's some additional things, probably there would be an extra charge if you had to do litigation or something?
Well, I think the assumption there, or it could be discussed, but I think the idea there is anything is thrown into that 100 hours. Any time that's put into work on the behalf of the town, I keep track, and including phone calls, emails, all that stuff that's done just about daily, meetings. I have no idea where we're at for this year. I haven't been keeping track, but that at least gives us some kind of basis of expectation there.
It's been a number of years since there's been any kind of significant increase for our attorney fees. Talking to a couple different people, at least 5 years. I know we had, talking to Agnes this afternoon about it, there was a kind of a 3% increase per year that went into there, but that hasn't kept up with all the extra hours you're putting in now.
A few years ago, we were at 8,000, and Dave talked to me about it. It's like, you might want to increase it because Nick's going to be coming in and we're going to need.
Right.
So we did increase it from 8 to 14 a few years
So
ago.
you haven't been keeping track of the hours?
Right now, I'm just in one pot, $15,000 other than litigation work. That's how we're
Simple as you can
currently.
get.
Pardon?
It's as simple as you can get.
Right. That's our proposed solution, unless the council has any other ideas.
How do we typically do that? Because I'm pretty new. Do we sign a contract for 26? Is it encompassed for the
There's no
year?
I'm in an appointed position, so it's billed to Baumgartner attorneys, so I'm not getting paid directly, it goes to our law firm.
Sure.
But it would be part of the budget, and it's an appointed position, so we would agree to that position. It is something that we specified in the budget ordinance for next year, for the salary ordinance.
Do I have a motion to give Tina the permission to advertise when she gets the information she needs and make the adjustment to the attorney fees as Nick just described?
So moved.
Yeah.
A second?
I'll second, contingent on fact that her revenue numbers come in as she's expecting, so.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you. Other than the bank recon and the APDs, I don't have any comments.
Okay, and then we got, I had handbook and updates on here, and we've already pretty well talked about that. Approval of the bank recon.
I'll make a motion.
Arlen, do approve, second. Second.
Second.
Andrew. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Okay.
I had something I brought up with Tina. She's going to look into why we're still paying for a water bill for the medical building, because we shut that off. For some reason, we still have a bill. So I'm trying to figure out why we still.
sewage you have to pay for. Sewage.
Oh, but it said it was underwater, we thought.
The water was turned off, but it's like the sewage
Yeah.
and stormwater.
Stormwater.
Okay, you think that's what it was?
Yeah, because I've got some of mine turned off, and I still get a monthly bill.
Yeah, I know there still is for sewage. Okay, I thought that was said water under the vouchers. I thought it was underwater.
Approval of APV.
All right, wonderful.
Motion to approve APV.
I make a motion to approve the accounts payable.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. We already talked about town attorney comments and updates. Is there any council updates real quick, or?
Real quick, nuisance, did you guys come up with anything in your nuisance?
Yeah, we had a meeting tonight, and we've got
Okay.
a couple things that we're working with the people. We're getting some progress. We're not anywhere near where we'd like to be. I expected that, so, but we're moving forward. If there's no other comments to come before the board, we are adjourned.